Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good as well. I don't know about fantastic, but, I'm good. I'm excited because I'm going to be visiting with Joey Dweck with Weight Loss Buddy. And this is a website that he set up, and it's a free website to go to. If you're trying to lose weight and you're on your own, it's a lot more difficult. If you have other people that are encouraging you, it's a lot more help. And he knew that, and he put this site together when his wife was trying to lose weight. And we'll get the story from him when we talk, but it's a cool idea. So be listening later in the program as we visit with Joey about Weight Loss Buddy. Hey, did you know that cheetahs are the fastest land animal?
I did.
They can reach speeds of up to 72 miles an hour.
That's awesome.
That
isn't
is
it?
fast.
You don't ever want to upset a cheetah.
No, you don't. Hey, mothers who are over 40 at the time of a child's birth are 128% more likely to have a left-handed baby than women in their 20s.
Really?
Nobody knows why. How crazy is that?
Huh.
So if you're over the age of 40 when you
That's
give birth to your child,
fascinating.
they have a 128% more likely chance of becoming left-handed. Or being left-handed. I don't think you become left-handed.
Mine are both right-handed, but I
All
wasn't
right.
over 40.
Well, there
so.
you go. See, that's why. Coming up, we got some special things happening on this date. We'll tell you all about that in a bit.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Wednesday, the 25th day of May. It's Cookie Monster Day. I love Cookie Monster.
I liked Cookie
He was my
Monster.
favorite, and I shouldn't pick favorites when it comes to Muppets, but he was my favorite.
Now they've got him eating carrots, so he's stupid.
Carrot Monster, just not the same. National Missing Children's Day today. National Tap Dance Day today. National Senior Health and Fitness Day. Nerd Pride Day. Also Geek Pride Day. Interesting that they would happen to land on the same day. It is also Towel Day and World MS Day. So, first of all, I got to ask you, Heidi, are you a nerd or a geek?
No, I don't think so.
Am I a nerd or a geek?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too. I was going to see if you'd admit that. So, you're married to a nerd. So is that cool? You have pride in the fact that you're married to me?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm a bit of a nerd, especially when it comes to certain subjects. If it comes to sports, I'm like, yeah, I don't know anything about that. All right, we've got a fun story on the way about the drive-thru. That's coming up in a bit.
Do you like fun t-shirts? Our friends at 80s Tees have a bunch of fun designs from the movies and pop culture. This month, we're giving you a chance to win a $25 credit to buy the t-shirt you like with designs from Star Wars, Superman, Ghostbusters, Deadpool, and hundreds of others. Sign up to win a $25 credit. Register for free right now at winthisonline.com. We will select 2 winners at the end of this month. You could be one of them, but only if you register at winthisonline.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. We all know that using our cell phone while driving is a bad thing, but also eating while driving, as one man found out, is equally as bad. So this story comes from the drive-thru, Heidi.
Okay.
There is a great number of accidents that occur every year because of people eating while driving, and this story takes us one step past that. John Mathis of Florida was eating a hamburger while driving. Suddenly, a big bite got lodged in his throat, and he began to choke.
Oh.
As he lost control of his car, he crashed head-on into a power pole.
Oh.
Well, this is the interesting part. The force of the crash sent the meat shooting from his mouth. Therefore, this accident
saved
his life. That is crazy.
That's pretty cool.
John, take smaller bites, my friend. John Mathis of Florida is alive today because
It
he
must
was
be
in
a
an
John
accident.
thing.
Why?
You eat like a burger in 2 bites and it's gone.
Hey, I remember, what are those little burgers called? Sliders? Mm-hmm. I remember when, because those things are still fairly new. At least, they weren't around when I was a kid. But I remember a few years back, I was at a place where there was alcoholic beverages being served, and even though I wasn't partaking in that, I was having some sliders with friends, and we were trying to see if we could eat a slider in one bite.
And I bet you did it without any problem.
They're over there attempting it. I was like, come on, boys, step away from the plate. There's a man here now. Can handle that. A slider in one bite. I could give me 2 sliders.
I've watched your sister shove a whole piece of pizza in her mouth in one bite.
I snapped a photo of it. So apparently it's a small thing. That's my last name. All right, there you go. That happened. This man, again, was eating a burger, John Mathis of Florida, choked on the burger, smashed into a telephone pole, gave himself the Heimlich maneuver. And you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
and this is your brain on drugs. Investigators in the Florida Keys said they lured a suspected marijuana grower into turning himself in. Guess how?
How?
They left a ransom note and took 6 of his pot plants. Sheriff's office in Monroe County say detectives...
So he didn't really call the police and
No.
say someone stole my pot.
Here's what happened. They say they discovered some plants in a wooded lot and they confiscated them. But instead of just taking them, they left a phone number on the note that said, "Thanks for the grow. Want them back? Call for a price." Then Stephen Allen Losego called the number about 10 minutes later. Said, "Hey, I need those. I'll give you $200 for the plants." Detective said, "That sounds like a good price. Let's get together." So they did and booked him into jail on drug charges.
That's very smart.
So yeah, they stole his plants and said, "Thanks for the grow. Want them back? Call for the price." Surely they didn't put 911.
See, this is what I love about officers.
Yeah,
They're
that's
so
smart
clever.
thinking right there. All right, and that's kids. That's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Sometimes it's best to just leave your experimenting needs to the professionals. I'm sorry, your exterminating needs. As soon as I said that, it didn't sound right.
Jeez.
81
You're having a heck of a
I
time
know.
today.
I think I need a new prescription
it's
for my
Monday.
glasses. 81-year-old Luciano Mars of Fort Sumner, New Mexico, caught a mouse in his house and decided to show the mouse who's the boss by throwing it into a pile of burning leaves.
Oh.
Alas, the mouse got the last laugh. The blazing rodent made a hasty exit from the leaves and ran back into his house.
Oh.
Set it on fire. That was not nice of him to do that,
No,
but I'm glad
the
that the
poor
mouse got
little
the last laugh there.
mouse.
Mr. Mars told the story from a local motel where he was forced to move after his entire home was engulfed in flames. So, yeah, 81-year-old Luciano Mars of Fort Sumner, New Mexico.
Yeah, that's not
You
nice.
don't throw a live mouse in a fire.
No.
It's a bad idea. That was mean, and you got kind of a
Kind of
little,
got what you deserved.
get a little bite of
Karma.
your own medicine right there. Coming up, we've got your scoop of the day. That is on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
And this is your scoop of the day. Doctors in India removed a toothbrush from a man's stomach a week after he accidentally swallowed his toothbrush. He was brushing his teeth in front of the TV and somehow
How do you
swallowed
swallow
his,
a
I
whole
don't know.
toothbrush?
I think there's got to be more to the story.
And
'cause
why
it's
would
just-
he wait a week?
I don't know. There's just got to be more to this. Maybe he thought it would come out naturally.
I don't know how that would go through the intestines.
I
It's
don't
a
know
little
either.
long.
Hey, a survey by Nationwide Mutual Insurance found that 81% of Americans do something else while driving. Some of these things are talking on phones, texting, checking emails, eating, watching television, doing their hair, applying makeup, and
Watching
shaving.
television.
I worked with a guy that did that.
Good Lord.
I remember I rode with him to work one day, and he had a television in there. I was like, "What's that for?" He goes, "Oh, I watch movies on my way to work." I'm like, "Would you please just pay attention to the road? There's other drivers out there like me." Hey, the Center for Disease Control reports only 65% of adults get 7+ hours of sleep. That's the minimum amount recommended. Hawaiians get the least amount of sleep. South Dakotans get the most amount of sleep. So there you go. South Dakota, good place to sleep. Hawaii, good place to stay awake. A new survey reveals civility in America continues to disintegrate, and the rude behavior is becoming the new normal. 70% of Americans today believe that incivility has reached crisis proportions. Americans say they encounter incivility more than twice a day on average. I would agree with that.
I would agree with that.
There's a lot of people out there that are just plain rude.
Yes.
Be a little nicer. A 14-year-old Wisconsin Heights high school player was running down the court during a basketball tournament Sunday, and he fell and slid along the floor at the field house. And the girl told the referee that she couldn't get up because there was a piece of wood stuck to her. Officials said, "What do you mean? Are you hurt?" She said, "There's a piece of wood stuck to me." Splinters from a broken piece of wood, 3 to 4 inches long, had pierced the girl's stomach region and pinned her to the floor.
Wow.
The girl had some, quote, exploratory surgery, end quote, and suffered no internal organ damage, thank goodness. Can you imagine how awful that would have felt? So a 14-year-old girl stuck to the floor because there was a splinter in the wood. They probably shouldn't allow kids to play on that floor.
Oh, my gosh.
A Colorado woman is facing charges after allegedly attempting to rob a bank while babysitting a couple of kids.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Police say Rachel Einsfar robbed the drive-through window of the Colorado East Bank and Trust. She reportedly passed a note to the teller through the vacuum tube stating there was a man in her car who was threatening to harm these children if she doesn't get the money. So that was her clever way of getting it.
Okay.
And I guess it worked, other than the fact that she got
that
caught.
was somewhat of a clever plan.
Yeah, you just don't.
Because I was going to say, how on earth are you going to rob a bank through a drive-through teller? But if she's saying something like that, that was a little clever. Anyway,
it's still
you
a bad
don't want to
idea.
rob a bank.
Don't do it, kids.
Clearly, it doesn't work. They always get caught.
Whatever
but-
had Heidi's saying, just listen to Uncle John. Don't do that. Don't rob banks. All right? The Green Movement is claiming that diaper-free babies would help save the planet.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure
That's
it
right.
would.
No diapers at all on babies. They say disposable diapers create landfill waste.
Yes, they
while
do.
washing cloth diapers pollutes the water. So what's their solution? Then retro, cutting-edge, environmentally friendly idea is to encourage moms to have free-range babies that go diaperless.
Oh, my gosh.
They say just carry a tight-lidded bucket wherever you go.
What?
Yeah, that's exactly what it says in the story. And if you're into that kind of thing, more power to you. But I'm telling you right now, we don't have any babies in our house, thank goodness. I love our kids, but our son is 19,
Why
our
doesn't
daughter's
somebody
14.
just make more of a biodegradable
There you go.
diaper?
That is the answer right
That's
there.
a thing. I mean, that's got to be a thing, right?
It's got to be. It's got to be a better plan. A better plan than a tight-lidded bucket. I'll tell you that.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that either. I'm just saying, if it comes down to that and we have more kids, I'm saying, you know what, Heidi, it's been nice knowing you and all, but I just can't live in a house with that bucket. I just can't do it. All right, that is your scoop of the day on the John and Heidi Show.
Do you like fun t-shirts? Our friends at 80s Tees have a bunch of fun designs from the movies and pop culture. This month, we're giving you a chance to win a $25 credit to buy the t-shirt you like, with designs from Star Wars, Superman, Ghostbusters, Deadpool, and hundreds of others. Sign up to win a $25 credit. Register for free right now at winthisonline.com. We will select 2 winners at the end of this month. You could be one of them, but only if you register at winthisonline.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. Got a special guest joining us right now. Joey Dweck is the founder of WeightLossBuddy.com. It's the internet's top-ranked online weight loss support site. Over the last couple of decades, they've assisted tens of thousands of dieters to attain their weight loss goals, and we have Joey on the line right now. Joey, how are you?
Oh, I'm great, John. I'm great. Nice to speak to you, Aaron. It's a pleasure.
Well, we're super excited to chat with you, and you've got kind of an interesting concept here for this diet, the Weight Loss Buddy, and there's a new program that's a 5-day fast. Now, how long have you guys been doing that?
The 5-day fast diet, I think we started it, kicked it out in January, and it was based, John, on a study that was done out of the University of Southern California, Longevity Lab, that was published back in June of 15. Where they found that they did the experiments on, in a laboratory and on mice and on yeast and on people, and they found out that this 5-day fasting really reset about 100 of their blood markers.
Wow.
Very, very, yeah. And weight loss was just an extra, So I read this in June or July of 15, and it took us about 5 to 6 months to get this diet up and rolling. And, of course, we've been doing Weight Loss Buddy for all of these years, so it was a natural for us.
And Weight Loss Buddy has been kind of compared to a cross between something like a Weight Watchers and something like a Facebook. But how did the site get started, and what was the idea to get this thing started?
That's thank you. Basically, after my wife Nan had our 4th child way back, I don't want to tell you how old I am. She would eat at night. She would binge a little bit on cookies and stuff, and she was very upset. And I said, being her husband, nothing I could say is really right. I don't have to tell you. But,
I know how that works.
Sometimes you stay up and and you watch, right? So I I said, this would be a great idea if she could get someone to support her. And I mentioned the idea, and she actually, even before Buddy was launched, while it was still in the stages of being developed and programmed and coded, she ended up getting a friend out in the Boston area, and they're friends till today. We're talking 15, 16 years later. And so Buddy was born really from, my wife binging at night and trying to, help that out.
There have been a lot of people that have used this over the course of the years that you guys have had it, and the thing that's really nice about it is it's the opportunity, if I'm trying to lose weight, for me to have a whole network of other people that are also trying to lose weight, and we work together.
That's John. It's exactly right. Look, people don't want to change if everything is going okay, but when they're ready, when they're in enough pain and they want to change, Weight Loss Buddy affords them a place to go. It's free to join.
Yeah.
And over the last years, we've had over almost 160,000 people have joined, and they match up with each other, and we've got just tons of testimonials. Again, it's free, but we've never, in all of these years, we've never endorsed a diet. Okay, and we have let's say 120, 125 experts, all great experts. I mean, nationally and internationally known experts, and we never endorsed a diet. As
a member, I might come on doing one diet, but there could be somebody else doing a completely different diet, but we're all working together.
100%. Well, you see the whole issue of weight and gaining weight. Let me not misspeak here, but a lot of it is emotionally based.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to understand that people use food as a crutch. Yeah. Okay.
Definitely.
When they're sad, when they're lonely, when they're hurting, they'll turn to food. So Buddy was meant to address the emotional aspect of eating, and we've been very, very, very successful. Now, sometimes people come on, they find someone and they stick with the person, or you can join the team, and we have message boards on Buddy, and all of that. Everything. It was like a Facebook or Weight Watchers, way long ago. So it's the Buddy aspect is an emotional support. Okay, so whether people are doing different diets or the same diets, it doesn't matter as long as they get the support. Okay.
Nice.
And let me tell you one very, very important point here. When people go on to Buddy, they look for someone to help them, right? But we have a saying, and that is you can't get up the hill, you can't help someone up the hill without getting closer to the top yourself.
Yeah.
And one of the things we found is that when you help someone, John, you feel better about yourself, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And when you feel better about yourself, there's a very good chance you'll stop using food as a crutch. So it's not just about finding someone to help you, it's about getting out of yourself and helping someone else.
Again, visiting right now with Joey Dweck, founder of WeightLossBuddy.com. And it's a really cool concept, people helping each other. Now, you guys recently did put out a program, the 5-Day Fast Diet. We talked a little bit about that before. Let's talk a little more about that, because this is kind of the first time you've really embraced a diet and said, hey, here's one that we really think is a good plan.
Yeah. Well, it ends up that out of London, there's a guy by the name of Dr. Mosley who wrote a book called The 5-2 Diet. Very simple. 2 days a week, you eat 500 calories, non-consecutive days, okay? And the rest you eat normally or sensibly. And Mosley has sold a couple of million books, and, this 5-2 diet has helped a lot of people. But it was based on the research of this same lab, this Walter Longo lab in USC. And in June, the lab came out and said, hey, guess what? 5 days of this diet of moderate eating is better than the 5-2 diet that's been around for a couple of years. Okay? And yeah. And the other thing is about it is, John, that it's not simply, I'll tell you, my wife, who's, again, she's my toughest critic, we started it in January, and she didn't do the diet, and I didn't push it. And she's okay. She's not really overweight. Maybe she could 5 pounds, 10 pounds, or, she wants to lose. And she tried it on April 1st. She said, Joey, bring me home a box. So I brought home a box. And she loved it. And she did another one at the beginning of May. Okay? And then, but she said to me, John, she said, hey, listen, can I have this instead of this? I said, no, you cannot. There's no substitutions in this diet. You get a box. Everything you need is in the box. And why are there no substitutions? Because this is not a calorie thing alone, okay? It has to do with the ratio of protein, carbs, and fats in the diet that were published in the USC study.
Huh.
So we did a lot of work. Am I making some sense here?
Yeah, that's making a lot of sense.
You got it a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we put it on a spreadsheet, and we went out, and we said, look, not only can you eat, let's say, 1,100 calories on day 1 and 7 1/4 on 2, 3, 4, 5, that's not enough. These are the ratios. You eat these snacks and foods that we put in. So if you go to the 5dayfastdiet.com, we answer all of those questions, okay? If you go to Buddy, you can get to the 5-day fast diet and vice versa. So it's not just about calorie restrictions, John. Really not. It's really not. It's a much more powerful and compelling diet.
Well, it looks like a really cool idea, and I know there are got to be people out there listening right now saying, it's getting close to summertime. In some areas, it's almost summertime, and but it's getting to the point where we're wearing shorts. I can tell you, for me personally, my wife and I were just talking about this. I said, I'm in trouble because it's almost time to quit wearing sweaters, and I got to find some other shirts that I can fit into because I have a lot of sweaters that there's a lot of give in a sweater.
well, I'll tell you what. If you would like, you just tell me and drop me a note. I don't want to back you up against the corner, okay?
Yeah.
But I am telling you that 70% of the orders we get are reorders, Sean.
Yeah.
Reorders, okay? So if you and Heidi would like to try it, I'd be happy to send you 2 boxes. But you have to promise that at least you'll try it.
Yeah, I would definitely try it.
You'll try it. All right, so I'll send 2 boxes off to you. And look, if you crap out after day 2 or 3, okay, you tried, right?
Well, I'm looking at the info online, and it looks like it would be a pretty easy thing to stick to because there's a lot of stuff in here that looks pretty darn good.
Yeah. All right, so I'm sending one to you and Heidi. And then after you do it, you can either call me up and yell at me or call me up and say, this is the best thing since...
I like it.
This is the best thing since iced tea. And let's have them on again, and then you can complain to me or tell me what you liked and didn't like. How's that?
That sounds great. It looks good. This is something I'm excited to try it.
Okay. I'll we'll have our people send you out one. Actually 2 boxes.
Nice.
And I know you're going to love it. We're very, very, very proud of it. It's a good diet. It's healthy. And the most important thing is it's convenient, John. It's convenient. You don't do anything. You can take it with you to the studio. You don't have to cook. You don't have to shop.
No dishes.
And after, you'll feel great.
Well, again, our guest today has been Joey Dweck, founder of WeightLossBuddy.com. Joey, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. And
listen, I thank you, and please give Heidi my regards.
I will.
And look for the boxes, okay?
That sounds great. Thank you again, sir. Again, Joey Dweck, founder of WeightLossBuddy.com. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Napoleon Bonaparte was terrified of cats. I did not know that.
I knew that.
Our daughter just needed to write something about Napoleon. I wish I would have known that. I was trying to tell her stuff I knew. She, of course, waited till Sunday night to start that homework assignment, and it was time to go to bed. She's like, I got to stay up. I need to write 3 was it 3 paragraphs or 3 sentences?
3 paragraphs.
I have to write 3 paragraphs about Napoleon. So it's like, he has delicious ice cream. Oh, that's Neapolitan? All right. Hey, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The novel Gadsby does not contain the letter E anywhere.
Really?
It's crazy. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The fingernail grows faster than toenails. I knew that.
I knew that.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Celine Dion is one of 14 children.
Huh.
from her family, not all of Canada. Fun fact for you, Heidi. I just want to make sure I clarify
Thanks for
that.
clarifying.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The first manually controlled patented traffic light was installed in 1914 in Cleveland, Ohio.
Very cool.
And our final fun fact for you, there are 63 zeros in virgintillion. So that's
What?
like million, trillion. But
oh,
if you have
I didn't
63,
know virgintillion was a
Vigitillion, Vigitalian. I don't know how you say it. I'm going to just stop because it's starting to sound way too close to something else. And we're going to move on. Thanks for listening to our fun facts on a Wednesday.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by RadioReallyWorks.com. I know you're listening to a podcast, but did you know the John and Heidi Show is also a radio show? And for those of you who have businesses, you should consider using radio to advertise your business. We can even help you create some catchy little jingles or amazing radio ads that will help pull people in. Get all the details or just learn more at RadioReallyWorks.com. That's RadioReallyWorks.com.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. ShutEye.com says the first step to kicking insomnia is to regain control over your sleep. That means you got to make some changes to your lifestyle and your environment. ShutEye says, here's some tips. You ready for these, Heidi?
I am ready.
You need some of these. So the first thing is prepare for sleep by getting your mind into sleep mode. Next, relax your body. This could mean relaxation or just taking a warm bath. That's nice.
See, I told you, I shower before bed.
Unwind mentally by reading or listening to music. Bedtime is not problem-solving time, so don't start worrying about things the second your head hits the pillows. Heidi,
I know.
that is the big problem for you. It says eat a snack that is high in carbohydrates, like toast or a bagel, but avoid spicy, high sugary foods.
John.
I have no trouble getting to sleep, but I then wake up later and go, oh, why did I eat that? Follow the same schedule every night. Go to bed and get up at the same time every day, even on weekends.
Oh, that's hard.
Get rid of the noise. They say turn off radios and
Yeah,
TVs
agreed.
and all that. Reduce the light. Block it out, folks. Next one is adjust the room temperature. If you're too warm or too cold, it's going to make it harder. Move the clock. If you can't see the time, you won't be as anxious when you're sleeping. I don't know what that means, but anyway. Help the dog or cat find a new place to sleep other than in your bed. They say dogs and cats keep us up. Does your partner snore? Toss them out. No, it doesn't really say that. It says consider a larger bed or separate beds or separate rooms. So I guess I was right. Whatever you do, don't do these things that they'll keep you awake. Don't exercise within 3 hours of bedtime. Don't smoke. Don't drink alcohol or caffeinated beverages before bedtime either. And the one last thing, one little trick that might help, if you can't fall asleep, try warming your feet. So they say, if you're trying to fall asleep and you can't get to sleep, warm your feet and you'll fall asleep quicker.
Huh.
There you go. A couple of fun
Interesting.
tips from a company called ShutEye, and I'd never heard of those guys before, but I'm glad that I read those. Maybe you'll use some of those to fall asleep tonight.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVRealtor.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVRealtor.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Got an interesting story here, and I threw a link to this on our Facebook page. It says, more Protestant pastors believe Jesus will return in the future, but few agree about the details of the apocalypse. Those are among the findings of a new telephone survey of 1,000 Protestant senior pastors. About a third of them, 36% of the pastors, said they believe in the kind of pre-tribulation rapture familiar to pop culture. 1 in 4 say the rapture is not literal. So they can't agree. But most of them agree Jesus is coming back. They just don't agree how it's going to happen or when it's going to happen or any of that. So what are your thoughts on that, Heidi?
I agree Jesus is coming back.
But do you think it's going to be like the pre-tribulation rapture that there was a movie not too long ago that had that? I think it was called Left Behind. Do you think it's going to be like that?
I am not God, so I don't know what it's going to be.
There you go. See, what a good answer. I'm glad you finally admitted the fact that you're not God. So. All right, coming up.
I am a God. I'm not the God.
No. Coming up, you're going to have to think before you answer these questions. That is on the way.
John and Heidi.
All right, I got a really cool thing here that we're going to talk about. I'm going to save this for our next break because we have a little more time there, so I'm going to dive into this right now. 8 ways to get your kids to talk to you by Dr. Drew. First, get active. Kids will be more interested in talking to you if you're out doing something together, not just sitting on the sofa. Next one is family game night. Seems corny, especially if you have teenagers, but go with it because they actually will have fun. We do that all the time, and our kids do really enjoy it.
All the time.
Oh, we do. Well,
Meaning once every
did that
2.5
time.
years.
We did that one time, and it was fun. All right, family dinner. We do that all the time.
We do that all the
Teenagers
time.
who eat with their families are at least 5 times a week are more likely to get better grades in school and less likely to have substance abuse problems. Volunteer at your school. Another one says sleep talk therapy. Can't squeeze in quality time during the day? Try it at night. Even if they're sleeping, if you're talking to them softly, believe it or not, they hear it. This is according to Dr. Drew, not me. This is coming out of Mr. Creepy Book is what it sounds like. Limiting kids' exit strategies. Zone out toys. For some, it's video games. All those things. If you
Cell
take those away
phones.
while you're talking to them, that's going to help.
Yeah.
Have a family pet. That seems to help. And then the last one, stay present and stay patient. Again, 8 tips to talk to your kids from Dr. Drew. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
Do you like fun t-shirts? Our friends at 80s Tees have a bunch of fun designs from the movies and pop culture. This month, we're giving you a chance to win a $25 credit to buy the t-shirt you like. With designs from Star Wars, Superman, Ghostbusters, Deadpool, and hundreds of others. Sign up to win a $25 credit. Register for free right now at winthisonline.com. We will select 2 winners at the end of this month. You could be one of them, but only if you register at winthisonline.com.
All right, Heidi, you're going to want to think before you answer here. You're driving along in your car on a wild, stormy night. You pass by a bus stop, and you see 3 people waiting for a bus. An old lady who looks as if she's about to die, an old friend who once saved your life, and the perfect man or woman that you've been dreaming about. Now, let's just assume that you're single, because if you're not, that one would probably be out of the question. So, which one would you choose to offer a ride to, knowing that there's only one passenger that can fit in the car? Think about it for a second. Would you pick up the old dying lady, the friend who once saved your life, or the perfect man or woman you've been dreaming about, Heidi? Think carefully. This question was used by some companies as part of a job interview process. It is a moral, ethical dilemma that gives people insight into the kind of person you might be. Now, before I read any further, I want to see who would you pick up and who would I pick up?
Okay, read that again.
Because you're texting over there. Would you pay attention?
I'm listening.
You're driving along on a cold and rainy night.
Yes.
And you see at a bus stop an old lady who looks as if she's about to die, an old friend who once saved your life, and the perfect man or woman you've been dreaming about. Who would you help?
Oh.
I'm going to tell you, I would probably help the old lady. I would tell the friend, you know what, I'm going to get her to a hospital and I'll swing back for you. And the person that I'm dreaming about, I would say, hey, I'm helping this old lady.
Your digits.
I'll be back for you, too.
And you can't take all 3 of them?
Yeah, there's only room for one, so who would you take? We're running out of time here.
I would probably take the old lady.
Would you? Okay. It says, if you pick up the old lady because she's going to die, thus you should save her first. Or you could take an old friend because he once saved your life, and this would be the perfect way to repay them. However, you might never be able to find your perfect mate again. When given this test, one candidate was hired out of 200 applicants who gave the following answer. I would give the car keys to my old friend and let him take the lady to the hospital. I would stay behind and wait for the bus with the woman of my dreams. Boom. Got the job.
Oh, brilliant.
There's the answer.
Yeah.
So both of us just failed, and whoever that was had the right answer. What a great idea.
That is a fantastic
Hey,
answer.
you saved my life once. Can you save her life now? Can you drive her to the hospital? I'm going to stay here with this woman who looks very lonely right now. I think that's a cool, what a great way to interview people. We're going to start asking that from now on.
Well, we just gave the answer.
Yeah, well, hopefully they're not listening right now. I hope you are listening, though, and we've got some good news coming your way.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always try to wrap things up around here with some good news, and I think we got some here. Living closer to nature is better for your health. New research suggests that says it might even extend your life. A study published found that people who live in greener areas with more vegetation around them have a lower risk of mortality. The research relied on data from a vast long-term Harvard study funded by the National Institute of Health called the Nurses' Health Study. They've collected health information biannually. Is that twice a year or every 2 years? Either way.
Twice a year.
On more than 100,000 females registered nurses in the U.S. since 1976. Researchers found that people living in the greenest places, that is, people who had the most vegetation within 800 feet of their homes, had a 12% lower rate of mortality from any non-accidental cause than people living in the least green places. So if you want to know more about that, and check my math, because this whole biannually thing, I don't know if that's every year, every other year, or twice a year. Either way, whatever it is, all of the details can be found. I'm going to throw a link at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. I want to go back to the thing we talked about a little bit ago. That was brilliant. Whoever came up with that answer, 200 applicants, and one person said, I'd give the keys to my friend, and then I'd stay there. That is just brilliant, isn't it? I was just reading a thing on Facebook. A teacher gave a kid an incorrect on this. It said, I don't remember the names. Let's just make them up. John ate 4/6 of his pizza, and Heidi ate 5/6 of her pizza, but John ate more. How is this possible? And then the kid put John's pizza was a bigger pizza. But the teacher said, no, it's impossible. 5/6 is bigger than 4/6. So the kid got it wrong. I was like, no, the kid got it right. So even if I ate half of a large pizza, but you ate all of a really small personal pizza, I could still, even only eating half of the pizza, have eaten more pizza than you. The kid, with really, small kid handwriting, probably first, second grade, whatever, got it right. And the teacher corrected it and said, no, that's wrong. I was like, I think the kid is right. And I want some of that big pizza. All right. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
And your bonus break is brought to you by our good friends at WinThisOnline.com, where the winning is just the beginning. More awesome stuff on there, so go check it out. See if you can maybe sign up and be a winner, because we've got some really cool things we're giving away at the end of this month that is getting here really quick. WinThisOnline.com. Heidi's going to like this. A Virginia woman's obituary. First of all, that doesn't usually sound like a good story, but you're gonna find a little bit of humor in this. A Virginia woman's obituary said that rather than vote for Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton for president, she just died. The obituary published this week in the Richmond Times-Dispatch read, faced with the prospect of voting for either Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton, Mary Ann Noland of Richmond chose instead to pass into eternal love of God on Sunday, May 15th, 2016, at the age of 68. So she passed away, and they basically just said, yeah, that's why.
I can see why that decision would have...
I remember after an election one year, my wife here, Heidi, stayed in her room for 2 days.
It was awful.
It was like she died.
Awful.
I was like, it's going to be okay. And she's like, I just can't believe
my
people
eyes
chose
were
that.
all swollen shut.
It
I
was bad.
Bawling and
It was-
bawling and bawling for
And we
days.
do the radio program together, so I was on my own for a few days. Try to explain to
Oh,
the
it
people
was
why she's not here.
terrible.
Sorry, Heidi's not here.
How
She's
can people
still
be
devastated.
so stupid?
Anyway, moving right along. If you believe the old adage, cold hands, warm heart, you might want to think again. Researchers tested students with both warm hands and cold hands to see how they acted, and the warm-handed ones not only proved to be more generous, but also saw others in a better light. According to one study leader, physical warmth can make us see others as warmer people, but also cause us to be warmer as well.
Well,
End
isn't
quote.
that nice?
Yeah. See, I have cold hands, but I think I have a pretty warm heart.
You do.
I just have circulation problems. Hey, scientists have discovered a small molecule, which they've named phastostin. Probably got that wrong. Stops the body from making fat. Obese mice injected with phatostatin, might have got it closer that time, showed noticeable weight loss without a big difference in their eating habits. Blood sugar and cholesterol levels also dropped. So
Really?
phatostatin.
Is that
F-A-T.
available for people?
I don't know. Phatostatin. You think that's? They should call it something else. I mean, if it helps you lose weight, don't call it phatostatin. Call it something else. Call it skinny statin. I don't know. Have you ever smuggled your pet into a hotel that doesn't allow pets?
Yes.
I remember doing that once. In a laptop bag, believe it or not. 25% of us have. So we're in that. We love traveling with our pets. In fact, 51% of us said we would bring our pet on every trip we take.
I'm not there.
85% of pet owners have traveled with a dog. Only 21% have brought along a cat. I think dogs are more fun to travel with. Of our final story, because we've got stuff to get onto here. A man in West Hartford, Connecticut, has passed the written and oral and physical agility tests in order to become a police officer. But during his face-to-face interview with the police chief, he casually mentioned that he owned a handgun without a permit, and the chief could come and see it in his car if he'd like. The police chief did want to see it. And then he had the man arrested for owning a firearm without a license and having a handgun in a vehicle. What was the recruit's reply to being handcuffed and taken away? He said, "Does this mean I'm not getting the job?"
Aw.
He was at least being honest, you know. You got that going for you. Well, you know, now that I'm going to be an officer, I should probably let you know I have an illegal gun in my car. Well, I should be honest with you as well. We're not going to hire you. Let's take you back here and show you the cell. Let me show you the holding cells, just so you're familiar. There you go. That's your bonus break. Brought to you by WinThisOnline.com, where the winning is just the beginning. Great prizes right now from 80stees.com. Great prizes right now from Zubas.com. Other great prizes as well. A lot of this stuff is going to be given away at the end of this month, so it's getting close to the last chance for you to win. Go and sign up for free at WinThisOnline.com.